By the end of today's episode, you'll know how to use the variance method to memorize lines faster, stay flexible with direction, and expand your emotional range. Welcome to the Actor's Career Compass, where we help aspiring screen actors find high-quality auditions, sign with great agents, and book major roles in legit productions. I'm your host, Martin Benson, and today I'll be covering how to use what I call the variance method to supercharge your memorization, why it makes you more directable and less rigid in auditions, and how it helps you discover new ways to play your scenes. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, pause the video for just a moment. Leave a comment below with your number one tip for memorization. How do you memorize lines fast? Perhaps your comment might help a struggling actor. I'll also personally reply to as many comments as I can. All right, so let's talk about it. Most actors repeat their lines the same way each time. They drill the words into memory, but lock themselves into one emotional delivery. The problem, it makes you sound robotic and flat when you perform. The variance method fixes that instantly. So here's how to do the variance method step by step. Number one, pick a scene or a monologue. It could be something that you choose or something you're already working on, like an audition or self-tape. Perform it 5 times in 5 completely different emotions, right? Maybe you try it angry, then bored, then hysterically happy and laughing, then terrified, and then super serious. And then maybe even singing your lines, right? Don't worry if the choices don't make any sense. That's the point. Now, what's going to happen is as you do this, you first want to notice, do any lines shift meaning when you're changing the way that you're performing them? You might start seeing some subtext that you never noticed before. But it's also going to help you solidify everything in your memory, okay? After you do it these 5 completely different ways, then you're going to go back and you're going to perform it in the normal way. And you're going to notice a new level of freedom that you hadn't felt before. The result is that your performance will feel much more alive, interesting, and spontaneous. And you'll actually be more open to direction on set or from casting directors in auditions. The variance method helps with memory because your brain links emotions with words, so recall becomes faster. It helps with flexibility because you're no longer stuck in one delivery when a director asks for something different. It also helps with range, right? You're going to find new emotional tones or ways to say certain phrases that can make the performance more unique. You can use the variance method with any audition sides or scene work and see how it helps. It's one of the fastest ways to expand your range and improve your memorization. At the end of the day, this technique helps you memorize faster, perform looser, and stand out as someone who can take direction on the spot. Thanks for listening. Now, if you want to dive deeper on performing your best, I actually recommend checking out a different episode that I did called The Big Mistake to Avoid in Self-Tapes, which is episode number 197. I dive deep on how to make authentic choices that you can pull off realistically, even when you have short turnaround times. Check it out again, it's episode number 197, The Big Mistake to Avoid in Self-Tapes on the Actor's Career Compass. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.